For this one, I don't really know. You already told me this is just gameplay. You don't have any comms recorded. You guys are in a Discord server talking, I think you said. It was something third party that you're using to talk with. So I have no idea what you're making for callouts, so I can't really comment on that at all. So I will refrain from doing that as much as I can because it's not going to really do anything. If I don't know what you're saying, I can't critique what I can't hear. What I can critique is what you guys are banning. So you guys are in a squad now, so banning means is a bigger thing. On your Oregon one too, I believe you guys, well here, what the heck? Okay. So fat. Alright, here you ban Clash and you ban Monty. Monty isn't a bad one to ban. He's just annoying to deal with for teams, and he can literally destroy an entire defense setup. But Clash should not be banned ever because she's so easy to deal with. You have Gridlock, Gridlock, Nomad, Zofia, Capital. Now Goyo is another counter for it. Anyone that has a brain that can run up to her and hit her. That's like 7 different ways that you can counter her, and one of them is literally any operator in the game. She should not be terrifying to you whatsoever, and most of her counters involve just doing damage to her or giving her aerial denial so that you can actually move in and do what you want to do and put her in a corner that makes her uncomfortable. Like, you shouldn't ban her ever. I don't know why the enemy banned Blackbeard. Unless they plan to hit you guys with headshots every single time. But another thing is, when you were on border, is your other banned attacker was, I believe it was Jackal. Either you or someone else banned Jackal. Ban Thatcher. Just ban a Thatcher on Oregon. Oregon basement with a Thatcher ban is the best thing in the world. You can hold that so easily. And if your team knows how to counter it, i.e. bringing a Maverick or bringing a Twitch or anything else to deal with that stuff and to get into sight a lot easier, it's so much better for you because you're adapting to the game and you have a team where you're constantly communicating with and you can coordinate with and you can adapt and do better that way. But that's what I have to say about the ban, so let's go and watch this. I have skimmed through it a little bit. I haven't really watched too much of it, so we're gonna see how this goes. And you have Goyo unlocked already, which is great. I don't know if you have the... I think you have the season pass. Yeah, because you have Mozzie and Warden unlocked, so you probably have the season pass, which is good. Excuse me. Oh, I should have said, good ban for Border would have been... He just picked it, this Rice fellow here. He picked it, but a good ban would have been Jaeger. Because you can't hold the half wall behind armory lockers then. That makes it so that you can nade or flash whoever's back there, and you can smoke freely because Border is a more smoke-dependent map where you have to smoke in plants almost. It isn't necessary, but it's a lot more dependence upon it, and it just makes it easier for you to do that, especially since you have a Echo not in play anymore. It makes smoking and planning a little bit more easy, but you still have to play with Miras and Maestro turrets as well. But yeah, just think about different bans, because Clash shouldn't be banned when you guys are in a 4 or 5 stack. There's just no excuses for that. The only time is if you're doing a target ban and you know the enemy team. And you are running Goyo Vector too, which is nice. Any of his, either the Vector or the TCSG are good guns. It's either you get one of the best pre-firing weapons in the game that's really controllable, or you get an ACOG on a 2-speed. There's really no downside to either one. So with Goyo, I don't know how much I can comment on his positioning for his shields. Your one shield that looked right into sight wasn't too bad because typically you're not going to have one of your teammates sitting right there, and it just denies entry for the attackers, which is great. And that's the idea. You want to be able to deny entry for attackers without killing your teammates. So like this shield here, that may or may not be good because one, it'll destroy the barbed wire. Here, go back here. Once you set it up. So, one, it's gonna. What the heck? One, it's gonna destroy this barbed wire right here. What is that? It's a despicable arrow. It's gonna destroy that barbed wire, and then no one can play over it here or over here, and they can't cross between. That's the biggest thing. Is if they're in a firefight with someone that's at the window, they all of a sudden cannot cross from fighting them over to safety. And that's a big thing with that, because if they throw a nade in there, then they're just trapped. They have to take the gunfight. You force your own teammates at that point to take the gunfight, or you force your teammate into a corner that they can't escape. Because if the enemy team knows that you have a Goyo shield right at this doorway, they can just nade it, because you don't have a Jaeger, and this is where a Jaeger band comes in handy when you're on attack. You don't have a Jaeger, so they don't have. You don't have any way to stop a nade from destroying that shield. They can read that, and they can break in and basically say, okay, so if we know that there's no one watching over there, or we know that this person's over in here, we can break the shield. They can't peek me all of a sudden. So now I limit my angles to just right next to me. I don't have to worry about what's in front of me for like a good 10 seconds because they can't peek me. And that's what that shield just did for your team, is you kind of could potentially screw over your team in that way. If you put this shield here, it's not a bad idea. I don't think they can get the angle from the window there. It could end up being a waste because you can't hold that position if someone goes to that window now. It's not going to screw over your team though, because it won't be able to get through that impact hole in the wall. It won't be able to propagate through it. Doesn't seem like you guys really know where anyone is. Valk is on cameras, which is great. You should, since you're in a squad, you should always have one person dedicated to cameras, like the entire time. So that's good that you have her doing that. I would chase after that drone if I were you. There's someone to your right. It's either a lion or a twitch. He downed her. Yeah. Then he died to the sledge over there. That's, I don't want to say it's unlucky. Well, let's go back here. There you go. That's, I heard the sledge. The sledge, I can't say it's unlucky now because you should have heard that. That was 100%. Like, yes, there's people over here and there's firefights going on behind you, but that was plain as day. There's no reason for you to not hear that. So I can't even say that that was unlucky on your part because you should have heard it. You weren't even engaging in a gunfight when that wall was broken open. And it looks like you kind of registered that it was there, but you decided not to do anything about it. I would have done something about it because that's the only threat that's really there for me. You see, apparently you had the Legion watching the other angle, so you didn't have to worry about that for a little bit anyway. You had to worry about your immediate threat right there, which it's a sledge, so he could nade you if he wanted to. And he died. No idea how he died. I don't know if you were just scanning just to scan, or if you were trying to annoy them, trying to avoid scanning, rather call out rather than scan. You forgot to bring a Mira. Bringing a Mira can make or break this site. I am usually the one on my team that will run Mira on this site, simply because it's the way I set it up is different than most teams will, and it screws with people a little bit because they don't expect it. It's not any means a good Mira setup. I will fully admit that you can deal with it very, very easily, but it just screws over people because they aren't expecting it. Not a bad pick on the Goyo still. I won't ever fault. Quick side note, any of these first few season videos, I won't ever fault you or anyone for picking a new operator because you're just still learning that. Like, you don't No one knows how they're fitting into the meta. The only way you can find out is if you play them. Trial and error. It's good that you're reinforcing this now, because you recognize, hey, they just walked right in and they killed me. I'm going to stop that now. Hopefully you get someone else to reinforce it. If not, then you pretty much narrowed it down to one entrance that they can have, which isn't bad. It looks like you're thinking about putting that shield back up, which I would advise against. And it seems like you aren't communicating to your team that well that you need that wall. Oh, nope, there you go. You got the Valk going for it. Not a bad mirror window. That mirror window and that reinforcement is, I'm going to say, 100% trash. That shield, the reason why that shield is bad that you just put up is, again, if they blow that up, now all of a sudden who's ever behind this mirror window can't peek them. If that's pretty much the only reason why you have this mirror window right here, is that you peek people before they get over here and they blow it up. So it's a Thermite or a Hibana, you peek them before they blow it up. But if they have an Asher or Zofia or anyone with nades, because again, we don't have a Jaeger, they can just, even if you did have a Jaeger, there's no way for you to stop them from blowing up that shield. And then they can just destroy this without having to worry about anything. And your bandit is way over here, so he's not going to be bandit tricking right here. So this is gone, and that one's gone, whatever it is. They can blow it open from below, or they can just Thatcher it, and it's gone. This wall can be destroyed and taken with very, very minimal losses. Unless someone runs out from CC, there's no reason why they should lose anything. And they put a nomad charge. It's probably not going to be very good, because if that shield gets destroyed, so does the nomad charge, so you can keep that in mind when you're over there. Excuse me. And now we don't have a reinforcement for that wall. Straight ahead of us for the CC wall leading into the hallway there. So it's good communication that needs to be put upon your teammates. You used your reinforcements for a different wall, so now you need to be able to communicate that, hey, I need reinforcements over here. You hear someone on the other side, but we don't know exactly where, and that one's kind of unlucky because I don't think that you knew that that hole was there. And it looked like you could hear him clearly, but you couldn't really tell that there was a hole there. And I think in the kill cam, you could see someone's feet. I know it was a drone over by the generator. They're looking for it. No idea who put that hole there. That's just unfortunate, in all honesty. Not much that you can really do about that. So now we know that Thermite's in there. Kind of a wasted C4. Bandit's now dead. From what I've seen, he's your more heavy fragger on your team, so that's not good. We have the Zofia LMG as well. See, now, I think what she's trying to do, yeah, she's trying to blow it up without blowing up your shield. Now it's blown up, now she has to wait 10 seconds before she can cross. So your shield kind of ruined her rotation because she can't do anything now. And if she had jumped out, that nomad charge, I think that one would have yeeted her back into the shield, and she would have destroyed it, and she would have died, probably. Good job on the flank from Valkyrie. Not so much 200 IQ, because she had to figure out how to get through your own shield without killing herself, sadly. The only reason why he had to nitro it was because you put your shield there. If it were me, I would have just walked through it because you had cameras and you could tell her, hey, no one's watching that. You're clear to go through. So you could just nomad through it. If she got detected outside, she would go back inside and then we'll go back out for the flank. That tells them that, oh, they tried to flank and now they aren't. And then you still have the Valk cam and you can let her know where they are. That wasn't really 200 IQ, that was you impeding the flank more than anything. And now we're picking mute, and we're going mute shotgun with the SMG-11. I think you jammed that drone and then it jumped out of the scanner or the jamming radius. Let's see how you hold workshop and how your team decides to hold it. I'd probably advise putting jammers closer to the door just so that drones have less chance to get more information. Alright. Good angle. See, what I would do here is here, let me back it up there. Oops, I don't know what that did. So, you have your angles and everything, so here, actually go back just a little bit more. Right here. So, what I would have done is I would have reinforced this wall and I would have reinforced this wall. You can coordinate with your team and have them reinforce the rest of the wall that you had over there, or you can have bathroom open and just use it as a rotation. And then I would put a mute jammer right at the end of the window there, or the door there, and then have one like in the middle for the actual reinforcements. That way you actually have a way to defend yourself up there, and then your other drone jammers were pretty much okay. The hole that you made over here, I would have made it farther back a little bit because, well, no, I won't say that. That one was good because then it limits what the attackers can use. But another hole that you can make is like right here, or no, it's right next to the light actually. If you shotgun open the light right there, what'll happen is you'll get an angle that goes directly into your vents room down here. It'll give you a direct line of sight on the door that's down here, and the corner especially. This is why it's important, is it gives you line of sight of this corner. Because a lot of people will try and plant in here because a lot of times Valk cams and the way you set up stuff, you won't be able to see this corner right here. There's nothing that you can really do to stop it either. You can't even get the door that's over here, you can't get an angle really to kill the person that's over here. So it's very good to have that angle so that you can use that. And then also the hatch, you probably should have shotgunned that open so that you have quick rotation out of there and you don't have to do that on the go. It's just right there immediately for you. I have an arrow right there. And you guys have reinforced that hatch, which I do not agree with. Every time that I defend up there, you need to have a rotation back. Even if it's just one person up there, you need to have a way to escape. And then you just peek that blindly. I would have quick peeked it instead of just peeking it blindly like that. You dry peeked it is what I would call it. You just peeked out. There's no reason that we should have died there. The only way that we should have died is if Ash got a really lucky shot on a quick peek that we made. You just let her freely kill you because you had no idea where she was and you just let her have it. And now you're on cameras, which is good. And we know Zophia's over there. Over in customs, I would have called that out. We got thermite on the ground. Or not on the ground, we have a Maestro cam on the ground. And they're trying to coordinate getting this, which I don't know why Zofia isn't. There you go. At that point for the Maestro, once she pulls out her lifeline, he should just open up his turret and just start shocking her. if he does even 10 damage, that could mean the difference between the rounds, because it's just 10 less damage you have to worry about. It could down someone one shot less. And he just got cornered. No way to do anything about that. I don't know if there's still vault cams or not, but there's a default cam right above Ash. No one was on it, so you probably should have been on it. Laser sights did not get a buff recently. If you don't know what laser sights do, laser sights, so typically you have your crosshairs like this. What laser sights do is they just tighten it. That's all that they do. And the reason why that's important is if you have a short ADS time or a long one, especially a long one, this is why Maestro's LMG should still warrant a laser sight on it, is the longer it takes for you to ADS, the longer it takes for you to get ADS accuracy. So if you have a very, very big spread, that's a horrible one. You have a big ADS spread, this one has a laser sight and this one doesn't. That's a very extreme example of a laser sight actually doing that much work. It won't do that much, but it will tighten it. This one on the right will actually get into ADS accuracy very, very slower than this one over here. Sure, it's not going to be pinpoint precision, but it'll be close enough to where a headshot, if you have your gun pointed up and level with everyone's head, you will get the headshot before this person will, which is why laser sights are worth it. I think I've only been killed by a laser sight, and I've only been killed by having my laser sight shown a small handful of times in like 2,500 hours, and I've only killed people because of their laser sight, again, another handful of times, because most people think about where their laser sight placement is. That's just another layer of having to think about it and having to deal with that. And it's not entirely hard to just think about not putting it on a door frame, putting it right there so that they can see, oh, there's someone holding this angle. And we're saving our drones a lot, which is great. You kind of did this fairly well on Oregon game that I watched. Could have been better in some scenarios, but this is perfect. I probably would take your drone and put it right to where you're going to spawn. I can't remember where you picked to spawn, but just put it to wherever you're going to spawn. Because right now, it's out in the open where you can just get shot from someone peeking the door or up on top of the balcony. Excuse me. And you had so much time to bring it back to your spawn. And when you're spawning over here, this is every time I spawn over here in border, because this gives you the most access to everything, with being as safe as you possibly can be. And you can shoot that default cam, you can shoot that one over there if you decide to go that way. Most people will shoot it when they spawn over there, but you can shoot the one over here before the people from Valley start coming down. And if someone's watching the camera, then they can say, if they have someone watching the camera for a run out, they can say, okay, go, 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 there's someone over there. And that gives them free information that way. If you take out that camera before they get those audio cues, then that's so much better. And you can do it like way back there, like right back in your spawn. You can look over to the right and it's right there. It's not too hard to find. And that's probably the most infamous camera to forget about, because I can't tell you how many times I've just had a team leave that up the entire game and we won because of it, because they just forgot about it. It's a very easy camera to forget about. See? And it's still up right now. I have no idea if they did that because they knew you were there, or if they had a Valve cam, but it would not surprise me. Someone peeked on it, so I'm guessing that they were using it. And you guys are playing Jackal, which is great. Helps you guys facilitate and roam clear a lot sooner. I have no idea if the Jackal's calling, if who's on Jackal ping or not, which is a great thing to do. It tells you what kind of danger you're in. But if it's not the visual, which I don't think it is, he should probably get a new stand target. Because he got whoever it was to go back into sight. And visual's dead. So I just ate my words. And visual's all the way downstairs. Look at that. Probably going around white stairs to flank. Not a bad drone there. It can be easily shot, but it's not bad. And now you have a bandit that's just bandit tricking. I hope that Buck is doing what I think he's doing. Yep. He's going over to deny the bandit tricking. I wouldn't have wasted your Thatcher grenades, your EMPs on that wall, because bandit can just destroy a thermite charge instantaneously from his gadget being deployed. When his bar reaches all the way full, and then if your EMP goes off exactly when that bar reaches the end, it doesn't matter. It's going to destroy thermite's charge before it destroys the battery. So there's no reason for you to use your EMP like that. The only time that you would want to do that is if they're using a Kaid, and that Buck should have actually denied that bandit tricking. You guys had a Jackal ping on him, and you were able to know exactly where he was, and it's not too hard to know where a bandit is going to be tricking, and you could have communicated which wall you're going to get as well, which is even more of an incentive for him to have to get it right. So I would put that more on the Buck, but you still wasted utility when you didn't need to. And we just put our drone in the exact same spot again. If you could have also, I don't know if they have already, but the camera that's over in the hallway where you have your drone right now, you could have shot the soft wall right next to CCTV in the CC that goes up to it, and you could just destroy the camera that way. No idea if someone's destroyed it already. You could have looked with your drone and then verified that it's destroyed with shooting it. Now we don't have any time. We got a very lucky kill, and we just ran out of time. Oh, you got him at the very last second. That Goyo is very ballsy to peek you. He didn't have to do anything. He could have just sat in that corner in small office and done nothing. Because I'm pretty sure you had 1 second. Yeah, it was 0-0. So he's very lucky that you didn't kill him. But you guys wasted a lot of time taking that. It's good that you guys are bringing Jackal though. It's very evident that they aren't playing Jaeger, so someone with nades and someone that's going to use the nades effectively. Buck could do that, but Buck last game was denying the bandit trick from below, but we saw that that was not successful. So another thing you could have done was have him nade the shield, the Goyo shield up above, which would have limited him to only one wall. If you had naded, so here, so this is the wall right here. This is the doorway. And then this is the small office wall right here. Goyo shield was like right here. It wasn't in the doorway, but it was behind it. If you had naded this shield right here, then it would have flamed out everything over here. Enough probably so that he wouldn't be able to get one of those walls. So you could have the thermite this wall. It's not the most desirable wall to get, I'll give it that, but it is opening into sight, and then you wouldn't have had to waste your utility on that, and Buck would have had a lot easier of a time to get that wall versus you having to waste your utility and then thermite die immediately after. That would be a good use of your nades utility, and again, we know that they aren't playing Jaeger, so why not use it? I will say that ace denied person looks familiar. I have no idea if I've seen him before or not. I'll have to look him up on R6 after this. So now we know that they're downstairs in workshop. Not bad place for your drone. It could get shot. I would put it up on the garbage can or the garbage bag just because your drone will blend in a little bit more. Right now, it's just against a very easy to see background, so it's kind of nitpicky at that point, but it is something that you can do. It can save your drone, which is more information and better for you. Good job on getting that. And we learned from last round. And it looks like they are playing a Jaeger now. So now, if we wanted to use nades, we can, but our buck unfortunately got DC'd. And we're handing Jaeger run out kills. I would be ADS the entire way. I was just about to say that. I'd be ADS the entire way down here. I don't know why you're not ADS, because ADSing will save your life. Yep. And your ADS, if we go back, here, I have to do it with this. Look at where your ADS. You're gonna break his kneecaps, but that's not gonna kill him. Where we should be ADS, we should be looking at head level the entire way. If we look at head level and we start firing, even if we're not entirely ready for it, we could surprisingly kill him with one shot because we are just aiming at head level. And if we saw both of the times that he ran out, he didn't crouch down. So we know he's not gonna crouch shot you. So you should probably just aim at head level. I would aim at head level every single time and then flick to crouching if you need to. Mainly because people can, when someone's crouched down, so this is someone that's here. This is someone who's standing up. Yay. And then we have someone who's crouched down. This is horrible. This person is going to peek you faster than this person, so you have less reaction time for this person. So if I aim head level for this one, I'm probably going to hit him regardless. But if I aim head level here, I'm going to be up here, but he's down crouched below, so I have more time to go down and flick to his head. So in my opinion, anytime that you're aiming and you're pre-aiming something, you're about to pre-fire at head level. It gives you more of the advantage in your side because they want the highest advantage, which is the peak as fast as possible, and you want the advantage of killing them as fast as possible. And now, this is a very, very crappy situation for IQ. See, he's standing up and he's peeking. He wants to do it as fast as he can. Excuse me. It's pretty smart on IQ, I will say, rappelling upside down to try and get a better look at what's going on. Not much that she can really do. I don't think that she's gonna pull it off. Yeah, it doesn't look like she's gonna end up pulling it off. And it's unlike they have a maestro cam, so she is legitimately a dead person walking. There's nothing that she can really do. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so with all of this, I would recommend, well, first, if you want to send in any more, get the clip that actually has audio. That'd be great. Your entire team play isn't quite there. You guys are coordinating, but you're not coordinating enough to where it matters, if you know what I mean. Like, you guys tried to get the wall together and you tried to have the buck do it, break the floor underneath, but it wasn't enough. You guys weren't coordinating enough. I'm guessing you guys weren't coordinating. We're getting the left wall. And so Buck didn't know where was he supposed to buck open. Either that or he doesn't have the map knowledge to be able to buck it open. But you also had a jackal ping that told you exactly where Bandit was. Excuse me. Again, you could have also destroyed that shield and then just gotten the right wall and left it at that. there's a lot of things there that's saying that you are catching up compared to the last video that I reviewed for you. You seem like you're catching up with your friends. You're still falling behind at times, and you're also making tiny mistakes here and there and making just bad decisions, I'll say. Just straight up bad decisions that may not directly impact you or your team right away, but can be felt later on in the round. And it's something that you don't see because, like the Goyo Shield and Fountain to Archives door, again, like that stopped your rotation between holding the angle and having to play passively. We had no idea if that actually happened or not, but I guarantee you one of these days that's going to happen because people that you go up against will get better and better and better, and then you're going to have to deal with that. So you have to figure out this stuff now rather than later. The better setups you have and the better play you have now will prepare you for later, and you will climb way faster now. And that's all I have for you.